Shout out Load
Try
Boost.
7 months of Load Boost. It is crazy. They're like,
Good to go?
"You gotta do it for like 10 weeks. And then they're like,
Oh, so what's a true process, the Load Boost?
It's a lifestyle.
It's a lifestyle.
So you guys got a podcast.
We do.
What's it called, Isaac?
Isaac, what's it called? This is important.
This is important.
Yes, this is important.
Yeah.
Our manager
strong
who
words.
puked the bed last night
He
just
really
had to
did.
remind us our name of our podcast.
yeah, honestly, that's pathetic. I would never do that.
Anders did as well.
I don't know what you're talking about.
So
What
when
was
you,
it? A couple teenies? A couple of drinks on Broadway? A couple of hurricanes?
We went to a
grenades?
restaurant where we began the night drinking out of a glass purse.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
That's nice.
which was a really nice restaurant. It's called Brennan's. It's like
Yeah.
a very nice restaurant. And then they're like, they ordered the purse. I'm like, what is that? It comes in a giant purse.
Yeah, with like 5
Like a
straws.
It's
glass
for
purse.
many
Oh, it's like a big
people.
fishbowl.
Yeah.
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 You guys are just all drinking out of it to set the tone for the night.
Well,
Kinda
just nerves.
yeah, it's sort of just.
Oh, just
nerves.
appetizer,
Yeah,
appetizer,
yeah, yeah.
appetizer.
I was like, let's go, guys. And they're like, you can't take that purse. Yeah, it got the best of me.
Did you guys paint the town red?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys
Or
get
like,
after it?
you know.
The thing is we didn't even go that hard.
Yeah.
I think we're just getting old now.
We
It sucks.
spritzed the town.
Yeah, we spritzed
Yeah.
We
the
didn't
town.
really paint it. It was more of
Primer.
Like
Yeah,
Yeah.
We had
Put a
absinthe.
soft coat down.
We had absinthe.
we did have
That's a big
absinthe.
deal.
Yeah,
Okay.
so that's
Yeah.
started the Bourbon Street festivities
yeah.
It was
Is
like,
absinthe at the vampire bar we were talking
at the
about? before
vampire
show?
bar.
there's
yeah.
vampires
Yeah.
everywhere out
Dude, we
here.
went
gotta-
to yesterday. We were in the French Quarter. See
Yeah.
this small little red door, vampire shop, vampire boutique is what it said.
Mhm.
Walked in, this heavy set, beautiful woman with a bunch of tattoos on her face.
Mm.
She starts putting us on game. This is the longest standing vampire boutique in the whole country.
Right.
Huge
Biggest
windows. Oh,
population of
so how long?
vampires in
I
North
was thinking to myself,
America.
like, how many hundreds of years has this been around? She's like, 22 years strong.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. And she's like, this is like, this location is where the most people in the world identify as vampire in New Orleans.
So
Slides me a little card over.
Absolutely.
She says, go to this
Absolutely.
absinthe place, find the vampire, tell them the vampire sent you. I wanted to go, but then that little tummy bug got me.
Yeah.
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 did you get your
We
blood
might have-
sucked or what?
I was thinking about
Nice.
it. I was thinking about waking up with a couple of dots on the
Yeah.
corner.
Right.
Well, we went to that bar last night. We might have ran into him or her.
Them.
Yeah,
The one guy came in with a fake dog on a leash
that's true.
and going like holding it up like,
yeah.
that's Norman.
Yeah,
He's
that-
better at night. And you're like, oh,
What happened?
Oh
in
yeah,
the day?
what's during the
Because
day?
he's a vampire.
Oh shit.
Probably
He
sleeping, yeah.
sizzles
She
in
did
the
say
night.
that, like everybody else, there's a lot of drama in the vampire.
Yeah.
Yeah,
in
the
the
van,
yeah,
the vamp
no doubt.
community.
I believe that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
New Orleans has
Like
got to be
infighting.
the most unique place in all of America.
I love it. It's my
It's-
favorite city, dude.
It's awesome. It
New
is-
Orleans is your favorite city?
I'm an alcoholic.
Yeah. That's a nice way of
Yeah,
putting
that's
it.
just a nice way of saying that. I love it, dude. I was the king of Mardi Gras of the Bacchus Parade
Were you really?
two years ago. Yeah,
Of all the accomplishments you've ever had in your life, was that
that's
three?
that's top 12 for sure.
No doubt.
12.
Yeah,
That's
but
awesome.
I've done
It's
some
nice to
cool
have a
shit,
top 12.
dude.
Yeah,
No,
he has a
I
long
would say,
list.
yeah, it's way up there. It was crazy. I did have to dress in a full like crown and wear a cape and shit.
He's saying had to.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
no,
love
I-
it.
yeah.
He's saying
They
had
didn't-
to as if he wasn't dreaming of like,
Yeah.
can I like in like full regalia?
And they're like, you could just wear regular street
Yeah.
clothes. And I'm like, but
We haven't
maybe
had
a gold crown and
We
a.
haven't had a guy wear a cape in years. You're like, bring it out.
Bring it back. Bring back
Yeah.
the tradition.
Yeah, you got
I
to.
love
Yeah,
that.
and the list of Bacchuses, which is what we're called, they're like the god of merriment and wine,
Mhm.
are hilarious. It's like Hulk Hogan, Jean-Claude Van Damme, John Goodman, and me. Dude.
Yeah.
So yeah, legends.
Great
Royalty.
company.
Yeah.
Absolute royalty. Have you been down here enough to where like you're like kind of one of those guys that's like, I'm over Bourbon Street? Like that's for the tourists. I'm more of a local now.
Yeah, I've been down here a lot. I've shot a bunch of things here, and but I still love bourbon, dude. I love that
Bourbon Street.
bourbon.
I
love bourbon.
Yeah, there I am. There I am. Look at how,
Oh, yeah.
Look at that,
dude.
guy.
That is
That's
nice. That's great lighting.
At the end of a week of
That's a
drinking,
pretty
look at how
professional
fat
setup.
my head is.
Maximus Aurelius.
I don't know where your neck and chin start.
Yeah, there we go. There we are.
Yeah.
So that
Oh,
jacket I was wearing
glorious.
I turned into a vampire that weekend.
Mhm.
Congratulations, man.
Yeah. It felt good.
That is awesome.
Can you imagine applying for like a business license at a bank? And they're like, well, so what do you need a loan for or whatever? And then they're like, vampire bar.
Yeah.
But in New Orleans, they're like, great.
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Let's do it.
Perfect. Fifth one this week.
That'll print
Slide
cash.
it on over, stamp it down.
Light it up.
So wild.
That
this is your
awesome.
number one city.
I love it, man. It's
Yeah.
I think
the
it's
best. The
wild
people-
that it's your number one city.
the people
Because
are
I think
so
it's
nice.
beautiful. It's like one of those spots where you're like, oh man, look where we're at. This is awesome. And then you
Yeah.
quickly look over and you're like, I don't know if we should go that way.
Well, I love
And that's everywhere. It's everywhere here.
Yeah.
And people just don't give a fuck on the street either.
I like the smell.
Yo,
Okay.
It
like
feels
that?
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, it
Yeah.
gets me excited. It gets me
You're in
going.
pheromones or whatever.
Yeah.
Mhm. I like that for sure. You haven't been able to piss in the streets for hundreds of years, but it still smells like that.
Yeah.
Right. It's like a skillet that's been well
Uh-huh.
seasoned.
That's
Right.
exactly
You
right.
never want to fully
Mhm.
wash it.
Sauteed and
Yeah.
urine.
Yeah, absolutely.
What made you guys want to get into the podcasting game and then not remember the name? This is important.
This is important. Our podcast.
Yeah.
We're spreading the word.
We just had a lot of important things to say.
Yeah.
You know, topics to touch on.
A lot of hot tops.
And I do
Um,
think the true tipping point was COVID. Like we were just not doing anything.
Yeah.
And we're like, yo, how can we?
we were so bored, and we just wanted to have an excuse to talk to each other again,
Right.
because we will not call each other just to
Yes.
catch up.
Yeah.
Mhm.
No,
That just won't happen.
Can't
We
do
just
it.
It
won't.
takes up too much time.
Mm-hmm.
We just won't be friends.
Yeah.
You know, we will write each other off and never see each other again. But then we're like, if we
That
are
sounds
made to sit
plan.
and talk once a week, we
Yeah.
will.
If you're obligated per contracts and sponsors.
Uh-huh.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Was it
We'll
mini
work
loads,
friends.
super loads?
Our number one and
Load
our
boost.
Load
favorite
boost.
sponsor is
He's
Load
pretending like
Boost.
he doesn't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Super, yeah. What is
Actually,
that again,
Super
dude?
If you
Yeah.
want to
10
start
weeks,
a
you said?
company called Super Loads, I'm down, dude.
Yeah, super loads.
Well, I
super
feel like
loads, yeah.
good.
our sponsor Load Boost might have
I'm-
that
They
might
might
be a
have it.
conflict of interest, homie.
I
That
know
might
the
just be like
secret
a side
recipe.
product for
Yeah.
Load Boost, man.
Yeah.
That's like their new enhanced version.
Yeah.
4, 6,
Exactly.
5 weeks.
You guys are set up on Radio Row.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
There's just going to be a lot of Load Boost advertisement.
Oh,
Oh,
God, I
tons.
hope
A lot
so.
of people
crossed.
want to stop on
You know, you
through.
got Twisted Tea, you got Kevin's Natural Foods, we got Load Boost, and Jizz Sauce is another one of ours.
Yeah.
What else we got?
Cum rags.
Cum
So
rags,
there's
yeah.
Load Boost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Twisted Tea people are like, can we cut that? Can we cut that part where they said our name and then went right into their sponsors?
There's a guy at Barstool who sells cum rags. It's part of his merch shop. He's got
Cum
one.
Rag Tony.
Yep.
Yeah.
You'll see you're aware
Yeah.
of his game. Okay, good. Very nice.
It's a good
Very nice.
business. It
I mean,
never
yeah,
goes out of
it's a corner
style.
market.
As always, it gets you hooked for life. It's like
Yeah.
Planet Fitness.
Don't ruin
Yeah,
your
remember
socks.
when we first started? Oh, there he is.
it was
Yeah.
real.
That's- Excuse me.
Very
Cum towel.
Cum towel.
towel.
Yes.
God, that
I'm
is-
me and names today. It's tough.
Let's fuck.
Is it
Let's
dripping
eat
letters?
ass and let's lick clit.
Minus the let's, but yes,
Shout out
that's
Stu
all.
Finer.
That was a verbatim quote
Yeah.
Is
by Stu
he
Finer.
here this for the Super Bowl?
He's
or
more of like an energy.
He
than
might
anything
be
else,
around.
man.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
he's anywhere.
Yeah.
Okay.
Stu, he
yeah,
actually.
vampire.
What is the movie that's kind of loosely based off of one of his?
Two for the
discoveries?
money.
2 for the Money.
Oh.
He has an incredible story. We did a whole episode with him, and he was like telling us how the mob got involved. He was a bookie. He was selling a whole bunch of stuff. He has.
I feel like if you have a story like that, you gotta
Yeah.
sell cum
Gotta
towels.
say it.
Yeah.
Gotta
Absolutely.
sell
Stu,
cum
Stu
towels.
has for sure had somebody killed.
Okay.
Yeah,
He's
I-
like,
did you
these
say that-
towels,
yeah.
That's a
also
fair
they
statement.
clean up blood, whatever you need.
yeah.
Bro,
I
it was,
would agree with
it
that.
was one of those podcasts where you sit there and you ask one question
Mhm.
and he talks the entire episode and tells the story and you're just able to visualize it
Your
like a
mouth
movie.
wide open, just
And at
getting
the
all
end,
right.
you want to ask, like, have you killed somebody?
Mhm.
But you're kind of scared to because you don't know who he's still involved with.
Right.
Yeah.
He's one of those.
He's like, interview
Yeah.
over.
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
How
better,
dare you ask that?
it's better to bring it up like months or years later and then just get murdered out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Smart.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Find him in the common room.
Remember when we the first merch we were ever given was like way back in the day when we were doing YouTube videos before Workaholics and all that.
Yeah.
We did a Bang Bus spoof.
Mhm.
Nice.
Yeah. Do you want to explain what Bang Bus is?
Yeah, Bang Bus
Yeah, what is
is
Bang Bus?
yeah, for you guys. I can
Not
tell you
everyone
don't know.
knows.
Couple of
Uh,
straight edge
weird.
kids over here.
Yeah.
Like, what is that?
Yeah. Bang Bus, for those at home on the internet, I'm
Yeah.
sure you aren't familiar. We like picked up, here's the
Hey, actually, sure. Just Google Bang Bus. We'll find out for ourselves.
Yeah, there
Yeah.
it is.
yeah, so there we
Look at
are.
those young
Yeah.
bucks.
And we are like cruising, we're gonna do a Bang Bus, and then we like pick up a girl and we're like, yeah, we're gonna bang her in our van. And then she gets in and we're just very nice to her and
Super nervous.
and we're too nervous to ask her to do anything. And she's like, just drop me off over there. And we're like, oh man. And then we do it and we're like, we could have banged her. Yeah. Oh, we totally could. We decided not to, but we could have. Bang Bus saw that and gave us like a lot of cum towels
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
said Bang Bus
Yeah.
on it.
Yeah, and beanies, which can also
tank
be
tops.
used as cum
Yeah,
towels.
yeah. Our
Yeah.
girlfriends loved it.
Yeah, so we just pulled up to like family Thanksgivings, just all bang
Just
Hell
yeah,
yeah.
just decked out,
Walking,
dude.
got that strut, walking up to the door, fling it over your
Uh-huh.
shoulder.
Right, it's a
Yeah.
lifestyle.
Hey,
Yeah, I'm
Mom.
ready for grandma's gravy.
We made it.
we made it.
Hey, Mom.
That was going to be one of our questions about like how, before Workaholics. What were you guys doing? Was it mainly baseball?
Is it wild to see how?
Porno
Was this it?
spoofs.
Yeah. It's like, hey, I saw this
Is it
video
wild to
last
see how
night.
young
should
you
go check
guys
this
are
out.
there?
It's
Huh?
crazy.
Yeah, dude.
I mean, how insane is that?
Yeah, I mean,
I feel like I look the
that
exact
shirt.
same.
Yeah, I don't remember Adam being so high and tight.
yeah, you look good. And I was Justin Guarini from American Idol. That's
Yeah.
tight.
That was my minivan too. That was my first car out in LA.
Was it really?
Yeah.
How long
It
did
was
that thing
Hulk
last you?
green, huh?
How long did it last you?
It lasted a while, a few years.
Yeah, I was-
And then
I
I was
was-
like, I need to be taken seriously. I need a Volvo now.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mhm.
And you
5-star
did.
crash safety rating.
Yeah.
Can't argue that.
Exactly.
The rest was history.
So how'd you guys link up?
This episode to bring you Doves, dude. As you prepare to host game day celebrations, what are some possible whole body odor issues you may encounter that make you less confident in your hosting duties? Are you afraid of taking your shoes off when entering your friend's house? Getting nervous, your team is down at half? Tackle whole body odor with Dove Men Care Plus Whole Body Deo. This whole body deo defends against your odor zones. We're talking pits, we're talking privates, we're talking feet. And it's long-lasting 72-hour odor protection. Find Dove Men Whole Body Deo at Walmart today. Let's get back to this.
We met in community college
We did.
at Orange Coast Community College
Go
in
Pirates.
Costa Mesa, California.
Mhm.
And I moved there right after high school, and he moved down from the Bay Area. We were too dumb to get into a regular 4-year college,
Yeah.
and we met day one in an improv class with Kyle Newacek, who is our director, and
Whoa,
he's dead to me. Where are you,
Whoa.
Kyle?
He was on the pod.
You're supposed to do the podcast, and then you bail to go shoot a movie.
Whoa.
What the hell?
What?
Easy war child.
And then I moved up to LA with Kyle and met this guy at the Second City, which is an improv school.
Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a Chicago, like Second City is Chicago, and then they have this little tiny like school in LA that no one goes to.
Mm-hmm. That's the one we decided to go
And
to.
we went
Yeah.
to that one for some
Mhm.
reason.
You guys just all met, hit it off,
Yeah, we're like,
started to collaborate ideas. Hey, there's YouTube out there. We can start making some spoofs. We can start
YouTube
having
had like
some fun.
this is how old we
YouTube
are, dude.
hadn't dropped
It I hadn't
Well, yeah,
even-
what year is this?
This was like 04 or 05. Yeah. And then I remember when YouTube came out, we were just like making videos and like showing our friends, like literally being at a party and being like, you got to check this out. And I was like,
Right.
oh, buzzkill.
hey, everybody
dude.
cut the music
Yeah,
real quick. We're
stop
going to
the
watch
music.
our home videos.
Yeah, we're gonna watch me.
Yeah.
If all the chicks could just be quiet.
Actually, be quiet.
Actually, and there's
No,
not
put
chicks,
your
it's
tops
just
back
one
on.
girl
Put
here.
your tops back on. We're
No
going to show a
distractions.
comedy video.
Stop having fun.
My roommate Christine thought I was a homosexual man because she saw me. My car broke down. She had to pick me up after improv class, and she saw me like flirting. She thought with Durs because it was like we had a class together, and then afterwards I was like, "Hey, so if you would ever want to like link up and maybe write together or something,
You're
It's like,
pretty funny.
yeah, that could work."
Later.
And then you saw it was like giving each other like awkward hugs,
Yeah, I
you know,
kissed his
like
neck,
dudes just, and then he weirdly kissed my neck a
There you
lot.
go. You're gifted.
I go, thanks. And then she was like, I didn't know. And I'm like, what? She's like, I guess I just didn't know. And I'm like, didn't know what? And she's like, it's okay. I don't want to tell anyone if you, and I'm like, what? And she's like, that you're homosexual.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, you think?
Also,
You
she's
think I
probably
can
have
pull dudes?
insane confidence. To
You're
have
like,
a
that's
male-
the vibe I give off.
Yeah, I'm like, well, all right.
Yeah.
I didn't see that for myself, but I don't think I can pull this hot piece of ass though. I'll tell you what.
It's a great
Good.
mustache.
The cross.
Thank you.
You could.
Thank you, dude. Yeah, and then we started to do sketches, and then YouTube came out, and then I wish what we could say like our shit went super viral and we were like crazy successful, but we weren't.
Yeah.
It was just by total happenstance
Right.
that
Because there was like the comedy front page, and if you made like the comedy page, you just took off. Because
Yeah.
everybody who got to work on Monday morning was like, I'm not going to work. I'm going to go to YouTube comedy page and look at that first.
Mhm.
We never got there.
No.
You never made it on there once?
No,
I don't
No.
think so.
I think our big claim to fame was like
Look at those guys.
in like Game Pro magazine or something. We did like a Guitar Hero video, and they said we were cool.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, were we on Attack of the Show?
We might have been in.
Like the Wizards?
We were, I guess we were super successful.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and then a executive at Comedy Central, Walter Newman,
Yeah.
he found us like in a stack of DVDs that we just sent to Comedy Central, and he wasn't even an executive, I don't think, at that
I
time.
don't think
He was like a janitor. No, I don't know what it
Yeah.
but
He was like a Matt Damon situation. He was just writing jokes on the board. They're like, who wrote these?
who wrote these?
Right.
And then he brought that up to their bosses, and they were like, actually, these guys are funny. But at that point, they wanted us to do Workaholics, because we did a video that was sort of similar to Workaholics. They were like, yeah, we like the idea of you guys living together and working together. That is really interesting.
That's what was on the DVD that you sent to Comedy Central?
Yeah, and just like a
They
ton
got a
of other
DVD?
sketches.
I mean, yeah.
And then but what we really wanted to pitch at that point was we had an entire album of us as gangster rapping wizards
Mm-hmm.
that we had released, and
Yeah.
we were very proud of, dude.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
were very proud
It's
of
on
it.
Spotify. You can check it out.
Yeah. Check out the
Pull it up, Sherm.
Wizards,
It's no big
Purple
deal.
Magic, and so we were like, yeah, the Workaholics. That's a cool idea. But what we really want to do is us as gangster rapping wizards from another realm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they were like, absolutely, don't pitch that dog shit idea.
Who's
ever.
saying don't pitch that?
The vice president of Comedy
So
Central.
the person you're pitching it to is
Uh-huh.
saying don't pitch
They're
that.
like,
Yeah.
don't pitch that.
Stop talking.
Please stop.
Okay.
And
We're
then
going to end this meeting if you keep
I don't
pitching.
know if it was
And
your
remember,
fellow
they were
manager.
like, you're going to go to the president next week. We want you to pitch Workaholics. Don't pitch the Wizards.
Yeah.
And then, of course, right at the very end, we were like,
There's
but what
also,
we actually want to do
Yeah.
is the Wizards.
But do you want to hit?
Yeah.
With that said, in season 1 of Workaholics,
Oh, yeah, here we
the
were on,
Wizards do make an appearance.
Yeah, the Wizards actually made an appearance on Conan,
Yeah.
which was so sick.
Also
Unreal.
part of that top 12.
Oh yeah, that's up
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
In the
That's
cum
up
zone.
there. They
I
made
mean,
the
the wardrobe
dragon
was
and everything.
incredible.
What was it like being in the room, like pitching Workaholics to the president of Comedy Central?
That-
How old are you guys at this point?
25,
Yeah,
24,
I think
something
so.
like that.
That's what was so
25?
crazy. Is
3
that,
years older than me.
Yeah, he's ancient, so.
Going from like
How old
one
are
to
you
be
right
going
now?
from like one to be on the
53.
comedy page
Oh.
of
Are you really?
YouTube.
Yeah.
Fine wine.
You're
Good
not
for
getting
you.
on the comedy
Good for you.
page. Like then your DVD gets found by somebody at Comedy Central. Then the
Mhm.
next thing you know, you guys are going in to pitch Workaholics to the top
Yeah.
dog.
that-
Yeah,
that's
they-
what was wild. Is I think like we didn't realize like we were in the eye of the storm, so we're just going to these things, just kind of like blind, just going for it. Like
Yeah, we didn't realize what a big deal it was about to be.
Yeah.
I remember one of the Comedy Central execs right before the show came out was like, your life is about to change.
Mm.
And I'm like, shut up. Nuh-uh. And then the next day I walk into Starbucks and no one noticed me.
Yep.
Walking into Starbucks, seeing anybody
Yeah,
looking
it's just
at
making
you.
eye contact with everyone.
What
Be
name
like,
can I put on the cup?
And it's Adam
I think you
from
know.
Workaholics. Yeah.
I'm sure you're aware.
No, seriously, I need to know your name for the cup.
Yeah.
Are we really going
Come
to play
on.
this game?
Yeah.
No, it was.
I put the star in Starbucks.
It actually kind of took off pretty quickly, and it was. Remember Bonnaroo that first year? It was
Yeah,
like we
that's
hadn't left
insane.
LA because people in LA play it pretty cool, because you see celebrities all the time.
Right.
But then we went to Bonnaroo that year, and it was like just fucking chaos, dude.
Yeah.
They like made us get security. They're like, you guys should have security. This is like dangerous for you to just be out and about. But we're like, we love it.
Right.
Everyone grab a chunk. Take this part. Someone grab this part.
Yeah.
It was so fun.
It was awesome.
That made everyone. Adam kept saying, "Grab this part."
this
People were
part.
like, "Oh, we're good."
We're good.
Okay. That dispersed the crowd. Oh yeah, there's Bonnaroo. Whoever's doing the
Yeah, you're doing a great
this is
job
unreal.
out
Yeah,
there.
jeez. We
Look
need
at
somebody
you.
like that on our
Sherm Dog's
podcast.
on
This
top
is
of it.
important.
Yeah, Sherm is absolutely whipping it up right now. Now, are you guys performing the Wizards at Bonnaroo in this? Or you guys are just like, hey,
We're doing different
y'all seen
sketches
Workaholics?
and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm not
live
sure if the
sketches from before the day. Like we had like sketches that we were doing live
Mhm.
that we just like dusted off
Mhm.
and like updated a little bit.
How
Yeah,
many?
we'll still do that.
how
yeah,
many
like
20-year-old
CDs or
sketches.
DVDs?
Hey,
How many
let's go
CDs or
reach the
DVDs
bag
did you
for
guys
that
send
one.
to Comedy Central before you're like, oh, Workaholics is the one?
No, I mean I don't even remember the DVD. I thought they emailed us through YouTube, and we didn't even know because we were so bad at like promoting ourselves.
We've always been really bad at promotion.
Mhm.
We
Yeah.
got very lucky.
we're
in
artists,
that way.
you know. It's not
Yeah.
about the
Yeah.
promotion,
Mhm.
Absolutely.
you know.
As we forget the name of our podcast, as
Yeah.
you can
Right.
tell.
But we-
It's all
This is
about the
important.
artistic
We
drive.
did sketches live and like on YouTube for 7 years before Workaholics got picked up.
No. Is that right?
I mean,
we were putting we were
God,
years?
why did we give up, dude?
You know?
That's like depressing.
That is crazy.
yeah.
It was wild, but we.
But you gotta
held
grind.
it-
That's what my
that's
dad
what we
and
did on
uncles kept
weekends.
saying.
Like
Yeah.
we weren't really going out. Like we held each other accountable. We like would tape index cards to the wall, like with sketch ideas, and it was like a whole ladder system.
Yeah, but you make it sound like we're fucking nerds, dude. We're cool, man. I mean,
Yeah.
we were going out too.
We also like drawing
yeah,
pictures
like-
of naked chicks
Yeah.
on those cards.
yeah, I mean, yeah, we were clubbing too.
No,
we were at Barney's
honestly-
Beanery before it was like a spot.
Yeah,
okay?
before it was cool to go to
Yeah.
Barney's Bean. Yeah, Durs was like the only person that we knew because he's a few years older. So he was he would charge things to a credit card.
Mhm.
So we were so poor, but he was
Very
poor,
that
but
off.
then
Yeah.
would just charge it to the game, which is
Yeah.
a
I
thing
did
that
keep
you
saying-
say.
I kept saying it. I
he
was
would
like,
say that a lot.
"Dude,
He's
just
like,
charge it to
you
the
got to
game."
charge it to the game.
Yeah.
Because one day we're going to make money and then I'll just pay this off. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to do that though. And now I look back and I'm like, I should have done that,
No
dude.
doubt.
Yeah.
No doubt.
I should
Yeah.
have done that.
Had no clue.
So that's a piece of advice for any, kids that are looking to get in. Just charge it to the game.
Run it
dude.
up,
Yeah.
and then you can like
Someday you're gonna-
transfer it to a new credit card and get a new APR.
transfer it to another game.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
That's
the
just
game.
good advice.
That is
Yeah.
his game.
Mhm.
That's great,
Yeah.
Carthone. That's 10x.
Yeah,
That's
absolutely.
exactly what that
That's
is.
we're
That's how you
10X-ing.
stay
So
in line
Durs
with
was
it.
like big bro to everybody.
Yeah, absolutely.
He was the
always-
man. He had the credit card.
Well,
Yeah.
he'd be like, yo, me and my boys are going to, he'd say things like, me and my boys. I'm like, that's cool. That's
Yeah,
cool,
we're like,
dude.
charge it
Fuck.
to the
Yeah,
game.
cool, boys.
Yeah,
Dang.
oh, dang, that is cool. Blake's over here drawing on note cards. I gotta get out of the house, man. Gotta get out of the house. And he'd be like,
Guys, it's a
we're-
ladder system. You don't understand. We have to do bang bus too. I'm running out of towels.
Yeah, and he would invite us to like a nightclub. I remember we went to some nightclub and you were like dress nice. So it was our shitty version of dressing nice. So it just looked like we were going to church. Yeah. Just like khakis with like woven belts and like tucked in.
Mm-hmm. You look like a Best Buy helper.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
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 I'm
it
Geek
was-
Squad.
It was
Yeah.
tough. It was.
And then was so disappointed. I'm like, drinks are $13.
Mm-hmm.
Charge it to
Charge
the
it
game.
Charge it to the
Charge it
game,
Yeah.
dude.
What's money?
That's nothing, dude.
You know what I mean?
Not-
$13
Yeah.
Yeah.
at that point in time.
Come on.
That is wild. At any point in those 7 years, if it was really 7 years, which I know is up for debate, did any of your like parents or loved ones or friends that were outside the bubble be like, "Hey, we should really talk about what your actual future goals are"?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I was with my wife at that point, who's like smart and like had a career and was like, "What are we doing?" Because I was doing this stuff, and then during the day, I was like a PA on different TV shows, and I'm like fetching sandwiches for people, and she's like, "Is this the dream? Is this what we're
This is it
doing?"
right now?
And I was like, "Just stick around. Trust me. Someday I will pay off your grad school loans." But yeah, it was a little bit of like because LA is just not like, it's an industry town. You know what I mean? And like you could do a bunch of stuff there, but what she was doing, LA wasn't the best. And I was like, please just. And then I think maybe even just less than a year later, is when Workaholics got picked up.
Mm-hmm.
God, that had to be such a hell of a feeling. Except for walking into that Starbucks the next day.
Yeah.
And realizing
I mean, like,
no one really.
huh?
But at
Like, your
Bonnaroo,
life is gonna
was the security
change.
worth it? Like, were they like, hey, it was really going to be like that?
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah. I didn't really have any people. I feel like my family, my parents definitely were like, you're going to make it.
No
They're
shit.
just wildly so
Mhm.
supportive, like
Grassroots
weirdly
Nebraska parents.
supportive. But my uncles were like, no shit. You got a show?
You're a loser.
Bullshit.
The least funniest nephew.
Honestly, no, literally, that was the thing in my family. It's like,
Say a joke
you're
to
the
me
least
now.
funniest out of all of us. And I'm like, well, then why didn't you get a TV show?
Boom. Got
You
him.
dumb fuck.
Yeah, where are you now?
Just going too busy going to Husker games every weekend, man.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Too focused on the
Yeah.
volleyball games
Yeah.
in
Yep.
the off season.
And
You
my
gotta
my
believe in
parents
that
had a
guy.
really low bar. They were happy I was just delivering pizzas. So
Yeah.
yeah, they
They're stoked on it.
Yeah, they were like, no, okay,
Oh,
cool.
wow. We didn't see this for you.
love pizza.
This is great.
Yeah.
So when you first signed, was it just one season of Workaholics, or how quickly did it get picked up? Like in that first season that you guys are going to do another one?
Yeah, I think we got picked up to write the second season before the first season aired because they were so stoked.
Nice.
Yeah.
So that was
Yes.
like a huge
Yeah.
sign of
But also,
confidence.
like, at this time, they used to do like pilots. They would do one episode, like any network or channel, whatever, would do a bunch of pilots, like one episode of a show. Let's say they did 10, and then they'd watch them and pick the 5 that they're going to pick up for a season.
Mm-hmm.
They gave us $50,000 to shoot like our own video. And we were like, let's make a whole pilot. So we did that. And then they just picked us up for 10 episodes right away,
Mhm.
which was like,
So they basically give you
Sick.
the $50,000. You guys figure out what to do with it.
yes.
You put it together. You showed them. They're like, all right, we're going to get 10
Yeah.
of these.
Yeah.
And then they gave us 10 apps,
Yeah.
which was crazy because at that time I was doing, I was still doing stand up all the time in the clubs. And my stand up friends were like, they truly didn't believe me that I had a show on Comedy Central because
Right.
because it took like a year and a half for the show to
Yes.
actually come out.
Yes, they
Just-
they wanted to drop our show with new South Parks.
Yeah, that's
Right.
right.
To get eyeballs.
And they were doing Broadway with Book of Mormon.
Phenomenal
Yeah.
Broadway show.
Yeah. And so like, they were like, wait for South Park to come back. And yeah, while we were waiting, we started writing season 2.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it definitely sucked because I didn't know that they have the pilot presentation online. That's sick.
Yeah.
Shout out, sure.
That's probably illegal.
Yeah, for sure.
Isaac,
Isaac, quit puking on your bed. We look over. Isaac's just puking down himself.
Yeah. Yeah, that was weird. I was watching
Isaac
that. I'm
catches
like, where's
strays from the minute you
Brendan
walked in.
Soho? Huh?
What'd you say?
I said Isaac's been catching strays. Since the
Yeah.
day he walked
Yeah,
in.
that's his
Sorry,
life.
Isaac.
Like,
That's
It's
his.
all good, Isaac. I mean, I respect the boot and rally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a big deal.
If
That's big boy football.
if you
right
call that
Exactly.
rallying, I don't know, man.
there. I just assumed his hair is always like that.
Bro. Sad. I feel sad now.
And so Workaholics went 7 seasons. Like, how did the writing process go for you guys? And I know it's such like a kind of a gay question, but also it is kind of interesting to hear like how you guys work through each series. Who wrote the most? How did you find these things that essentially turned into
Blake
a cult
had him
classic?
on the index cards. He's
Like,
like,
yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
telling you, this
But
ladder shit
we got
works.
Yeah.
strategies.
He was like
Jeff
Gambit
and
with those
Garrett
cards.
were massive fans. Like they are like Workaholics is like their show. They're number one. So to be able to accumulate that kind of cult following, like what was the work like between seasons and all the writing and stuff like that?
Well, we had a writing staff that
Yeah.
we worked with that Comedy Central didn't trust us to run the show immediately. We were just so young and inexperienced that we hired a bunch of really smart people, and then we were the bosses of them, which was
Mhm.
really weird.
Yeah,
like
that was a trip.
like community college dropouts for Blake and myself were like the bosses of all these Harvard educated writers. We're like, no, I don't think you should do it that way.
Right.
Are you supposed to do it that way?
Yeah.
But Durs he was our writer. He's the one that kind of taught us everything along the way. We hadn't written anything besides sketches.
Right.
And then he's kind of showed us the ropes when it came to sitcom writing.
Yeah.
Elevated in this pod.
Yeah, just like a format to be like, hey, if you think about an episode this way, you like come up with your own ideas, and then you can kind of, this will take you to the next step, and that'll take you to the next step, and like that way it's not like we all have to sit down together to like figure it out. It's like if you have an idea and you're on your own, just plug it into here and it'll step you through.
You get a little template.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Little template set up.
Yeah.
The sort of math of it, because you can have a really cool, funny, creative idea, but then if you don't know like the math of the X's and O's of figuring out exactly how to
Like story
lay it out,
Yeah.
then it's just a funny idea.
And it was kind of just like this. I mean, this kind of reminds me of our writer's room.
Yeah.
I think we had a Twisted
It was-
Tea thing up, didn't we?
I think
It was
we were bored.
sponsored by Dove Men.
Yeah. We were always so soft.
Yes.
No, but we would just sit around and bullshit and be like, all right, so like the dudes go to a water park. What could happen?
And then
you know?
step it out as far as you can. And
Our writer's room was hilarious, though. It was in Panorama City, which if you don't know where that is, you're lucky. If you don't know where that is, you've never tried to buy heroin.
Good note for all the kids out there. They're going to put on game.
Yeah, for real. Because it was like where our office was the back corner of this building, and you couldn't see in, but we could see out. And you would just see people on their like lunch breaks, just like a guy in a shirt and tie just come and just smoke crack just alone in his car. And you're like, oh my God, that guy's smoking crack. Or like
A lot of fucking.
a lot of fucking
Prostitutes.
just prostitute. It was a wild scene back there.
Yeah.
I've got an idea for an episode. So these guys are fucking in a car. That's all I got.
step
Yeah.
that one out.
It was a motivator.
Template.
As it was exploding, was there ever like, did you ever start to feel like a weight of any pressure to continue to exceed expectations or try and exceed expectations? Like, because you guys obviously did 7 seasons. Like, was there any middle point there to where one season was harder than the other? Or maybe one of the 3, you guys are straying. Maybe you loved what the game did for you more than you were loving the game, and then you got to reel them in.
I
Like
that.
pulling some accountability to them. Let's bring our boy Durs. I don't know who.
Yeah. They had to always
Had to
put
be
the
theirs.
leash on me.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Blake went down a real road of just wanting every episode to have like a lot of boogers and shit.
Yeah.
It was like,
You had to
No,
reel 'em
I
in?
think-
yes.
I
Season 5, Blake was like, yeah, what if there's more boogers in this one? I don't know, man.
I think what you're trying to say is that I wanted to push the envelope with our comedy.
of
So like
boogers, yeah.
there were set pieces that had
Sure.
boogers in them.
Sure.
But yeah, no, you want to like keep one upping yourself and like just pushing it. But
Yeah, I guess a lot of it was mostly like visually we wanted to do cool shit. Like if we were going to do a drug trip, we wanted it to seem different than the other drug trips that we've been on.
and we also always had like pretty big like set piece minds, like with stunts and stuff. So that's kind of like where we were starting to evolve to like, hey, what we want to do after Workaholics is make like movies together and all that, and have like a bigger budget for stuff like that. And that's when we did Game Over, Man, for Netflix, and we got to pull off like big major stunts and all that stuff.
What was that like when they pull you off to the side with Netflix calls and like you guys can actually do what you've wanted to do for so long?
Well, then we were like, let's do absolutely everything.
Yeah.
And I was like, I could show my butthole, right?
See?
Yeah.
You boogers and buttholes, man.
I could show my dick and accidentally show my butthole, and they're like, I guess. Why do you keep pitching that?
Sure.
Yeah.
I guess we didn't really need that.
No, that was fun. I mean, and it was like same but different. You know what I mean? It was like Workaholics-esque, but like, again, 10x.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. 10x.
Also, I like the way that like, and I don't even think I've ever thought about this until right now, guys.
Whoa.
But the way that like the world of Workaholics like built, like the characters, like we ended up doing an episode that took place in the mind of Bill,
Right.
which is something no one from Comedy Central wanted.
right.
They're like, well, why? Bill's kind of just like the guy who kind
Like a
of
little
shows up in
side character
every other
Yeah.
episode. And we're like, right.
Mm-hmm.
But it's an action
keep
movie.
That thought for us for a
Yeah.
second.
Yeah. But I liked how we built the world out, and like we had like shout out to Wayman Lee who just passed away. Like we had all these we had like actors, but then we also had background actors who were just characters, like Jet Set, Wayman. And we would write them a lot
Yeah.
to do, which is crazy.
Well, we found this guy, Jet Set Hudson. He was a character, dude. And you would give him a line and he would butcher it in the funniest way possible that made it so much funnier than what you would write for him.
Unreal.
Yeah.
So the universe kind of just evolved naturally like, as the seasons went on.
Do you remember when he like left? He was supposed to be like, he's supposed to be like, I'm out of here, and he goes, Blags, Anders, what did he call me? Like
Adams.
Yeah. He called me Adams, Blags, Anders, Adams. Get the fuck up out my house. And we're like, what? He's just supposed to leave.
He's in his cubicle.
He's like, get the fuck up out my house.
Get out of my house.
And we're like, okay. That's better than what we could have written you. Just absolutely butcher our names and say, get out of our house.
I think it started when we gave him a line. We were like, so the episode's about like Adam wants to be in charge or something, and people are asking like, what do you want in the office? Like, I'll take care of it, like running for school president kind of thing. And he was like supposed to just say, I want string cheese in the fridge.
And the rest was history.
Spring cheese
he kept saying
was all he could say.
Yeah.
We're like, it's string, like a shoelace, string cheese. He's like, got it. Spring cheese. And we're like, I think we found a comedy genius. And he's not going to say string cheese because he knows spring cheese is funnier.
Way funnier, dude. No one knew what spring cheese was, but
and then we put him on blast.
we wanted it.
Yeah.
You're up.
We wrap this episode to bring you Kevin's Natural Foods. If you haven't tried Kevin's Natural Foods, you're missing out. I love the cilantro. Is the cilantro chicken? No, over there, dude. Cilantro lime chicken, dude. They have teriyaki chicken, dude. The way they package this stuff, it's incredible. You put it in there,
I promise you, the two heaters are actually displayed right here. It's a Thai coconut chicken and the Korean barbecue style chicken.
Thank you, Will Compton.
There's also an orange chicken. There's also General Tso's chicken.
General Tso's is such a heater, dude. And a piece of nostalgia, this podcast was actually birthed over General Tso's chicken.
Yeah.
Isn't that beautiful? If you want delicious protein-packed meal on the table in 5 minutes, Kevin Natural Foods heat and serve entries are perfect. These clean, nutritious meals taste like something you get at a restaurant. Kevin's entrees include fully cooked beef or chicken and incredible sauces. So all you need to do is heat and eat. Plus, they're free from refined sugar and gluten-free, making them the perfect choice for anyone looking to fuel without sacrificing flavor. Skip the greasy takeout and grab Kevin's Natural Foods instead. It's the perfect mealtime hack when you're too busy to cook and want healthy food. Honestly, it is faster than takeout too. Kick off 2025 with Kevin's and make it your healthiest and tastiest year yet. Look for Kevin's Natural Foods in the refrigerated section at your local grocery store. Let's get back to this episode.
As you guys are getting popular too, like, you start getting cameos. Like, who is your favorite person to bring in and do a cameo with?
Oh man,
dude,
that's
a great question, Will.
Lots of legends.
I bet. I mean, for me, it was Jack Black.
Jack Black was awesome.
He was just such a legend, dude.
One of the greatest rock artists of all time.
Yeah.
Yes.
Honestly.
Weirdly, like when Ben Stiller said he'd do an episode, it was like, wait, really? What the fuck? And that was awesome.
Yeah, it was cool when like people that were actual movie stars were like, "Yeah, I'll do it." We're like, "You will do it?" Have you seen our Bang Bus video?
Actually, can we talk to your manager? What are they doing?
Did your manager puke the bed?
Have you guys ever seen the movie The Running Man?
Have not.
Oh,
whoa!
Wow.
How old are you guys?
I'm 33.
35.
You gotta get
Fuck. Has anyone seen The Running Man?
You pull that up, Sherman?
They're remaking
No one's
it.
seen. I know they are. Okay, so it's an Arnold Schwarzenegger movie. It takes place in the future.
It's very old.
There's a prison escape.
It's a Schwarzenegger? My dad's
Everyone's
pissed watching this
Everyone's
episode.
got these like neck things on that I stole and put in Game Over Man.
Mm-hmm.
And they're doing a prison break and they got to shut down like the perimeter or else their heads are going to explode. And there's one guy who keeps running and they're like, wait, it hasn't been cleared. Chico! And his head blows off. He was in Workaholics. And
dude, I was wondering where you were going with that.
yeah, there it is. There he is. And I was like, can I get a selfie with you? And he was like, what? And I'm like, you were in Running Man, right? He goes, yeah. And I'm like, and also Predator 2? He's like, yeah. I'm like, you're the man. And he's been a stunt guy forever. And he like flipped over a bicycle in an episode.
I remember you like taking me aside and being like, do you know who that is?
Dude.
And you went through the exact same story.
Oh my God, dude.
You're right.
Wow, dude.
Yeah.
What a deep cut. Thank you,
That's not
Durs.
him.
That was nice.
That's a guy yelling it.
Thank you for sharing your truth in that.
Just to be clear.
Yeah,
Anyway.
we had a
So
lot
that was
of-
like my number one guy.
yeah, we had a
And
lot
Ben
of really
Stiller.
cool,
Yeah.
cool people.
Yeah.
What was it like with a guy like Ben when he's coming into it? Did you guys immediately see yourselves as peers with him, or was that kind of like, yo, this is like
No,
Ben
no.
Stiller.
You're probably
No,
nervous
no.
pitching him the
nervous as
idea.
hell?
And he
What do you
looks
think?
so
Are you willing to do
good.
This?
Yeah, he looked like a real movie star.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, like I just put my burrito the size of my head down. I was like,
Yeah.
oh shit,
Yeah.
I can't eat this to look like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was. And what was cool is like he took it serious.
Mhm.
Like he had a little monologue, you know, because we're like, we got to write Ben Stiller something funny, you know.
Yeah.
And you see him, and he's like working it, and I'm like, you don't. I think we said we're like, you don't need to
Yeah, yeah.
say it verbatim. Like
Yeah.
you don't actually have to memorize your lines. You could say whatever you want. And he's like, no, I'm
Yeah.
going to do it how you guys wrote it. And we're like, okay.
Okay, Mr. Stiller. Now looking back, I wish I said that the entire week. Oh, look who's here! It's Mr. Stiller. He would have liked that.
Yeah, he would have loved that.
There's no doubt about it.
No, but we did have like crazy cool, like Tom Green,
Mhm.
like people who we
Tom
wanted
Arnold,
to
the
mix it up
Toms.
with. Tom Arnold,
Yeah.
the dude who
Mark
Summers, dude.
Mark
like
Summers.
people who meant a lot to us.
Yeah.
Chico. Even the dude who played Renegade, Lorenzo Lamas,
Yeah. Daniel
was on the show.
Stern,
Daniel
That's
Stern.
Amy Yazbek.
Yeah, Woody Harrelson was a huge Workaholics fan, and he's reached out to me a few times and was like, I love the show. Like I was in Hawaii shooting Mike and Dave and Need Wedding Dates, and he was like, come to my house. And I went and partied with Woody Harrelson for like, and I
crazy.
spent the night at his house, and
Nice.
like we went cliff diving. It was incredible. And he's like, I want to be on the show. And I'm like, awesome. And then I think we sent him like 4 different scripts, and he's like,
Yeah.
this isn't the one.
Right. Right.
We never got him.
Never got him.
Never got him.
Never got
We
him.
had some
Yeah.
legends. Carrie Elwes from Princess Bride did an
Mhm.
episode.
Mhm.
I mean, when you like sit and think about it, you're like, oh, like I'm real quick to go Chico and Stiller. But like when you sit and think, you're like, oh yeah, Topher Grace was in an episode. Like, oh, like it just, the list kind of goes on and on
Yeah.
as we got like bigger and bigger. Chris Parnell didn't know who we were. Season 1 did our 10th episode.
Yeah, the last one.
Yeah.
He,
and was so fucking game and good. It was
Yeah.
awesome.
yeah, he played the CEO who was trying to kill
He
himself,
wanted
right?
us to kill him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's awesome. Is outside of Woody Harrelson, anybody else that you guys were trying to get that ultimately didn't work out? That you were like, fuck.
Wesley Snipes.
Wesley Snipes, we were always trying to get.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Val Kilmer wanted to play my dad.
Yeah.
He like left a voicemail that our casting director played for us where he was
right.
like, I'm Swedish. I can do this. And we were
Pitching
like,
himself.
okay, yeah, pitching himself. And then we were like, okay. And Dolph Lundgren. I mean, dude, we had some people on the show. Who else did we not get though? I don't know. We got everybody.
We would say every year when we would do press, they would say, "What now? Tell us
Oh yeah.
what crazy guest stars do you have this coming season?" And we would always say, "Well, Denzel Washington may or may not be on this coming season."
Right. Yeah.
Could you imagine Denzel Washington?
That'd be outstanding.
Yeah, it would be so.
It'd be
That'd be an
incredible.
all-
He
Yeah.
would have to fire his manager. Yeah.
For sure.
His manager would be puking up in the hotel. No question
Absolutely.
about it.
Absolutely,
Dude, that's awesome. I mean, did you guys ever reach out to Denzel?
No.
Did you ever try?
We
I
like
feel
reached towards him like at a
Yeah,
red
yeah,
carpet.
yeah,
but
His energy is
yeah.
too far away, huh?
Yeah.
Never actually.
I think maybe we broached that to our agents and they're like, "Haha, don't do that.
Right.
Don't reach out to him."
Yeah.
He was like that, huh?
Yeah.
I think we respect him too much.
Yeah. We wouldn't want to bring him into our world.
No.
Bring him down
He couldn't hang.
into the mud.
Who are some people that you feel like as you were elevating everything else when you're, whether it's the red carpet, whatever, to where you're getting starstruck in the moment? Like, have you gotten to meet the people that you've been like, yo, I cannot believe I'm sitting here rubbing elbows with so-and-so? Obviously, the Woody Harrelson story is incredible.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Durs and I did a movie called The Intern with Robert De Niro, which was, fucking insane.
Yeah. You don't get higher than that. you
Yeah.
know? I've worked with him twice now.
Yeah, that's right.
And I was like, please remember me. Please remember me. And he was like, hey, I remember you. And I was like,
incredible.
You're like, what's my
Fuck.
name? He's like, it'll come.
yeah. So
Yeah.
that's like, I don't know where you go from there.
Thank you.
Oh.
Thank you.
Death on death's doorstep right now.
Nice.
Look at that.
Wow.
Nice.
No,
are terrible.
don't.
They offered.
Yeah,
I'll
I don't drink
take
coffee.
one.
Yeah, no.
Hell yeah.
No, yeah. Go ahead.
Did
What are you,
you
a
guys-
fucking vampire?
You guys went out last night or
No, we did not.
really?
We did not.
No,
We
they-
knew-
Wow.
they
Okay,
had,
we're out of here. Fuck
Well,
that.
they're
Yeah.
professional. They're professional, dude.
Right.
That's crazy.
They don't do interviews hungover like some people I know.
That sucks.
You got to
feel
learn
great.
from experience. I was telling him
It's a tough
before the
operation
show
out here, man.
when we were in Arizona a couple years ago. We went hard a few of those nights.
Yeah.
And one night I came in, we had like her cousins on. We had a few interviews.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting there, my voice is basically like gone.
Yeah,
And
that's
I'm
one
so
thing about Will
hungover.
is he's got a beautiful voice, but like it only
Yeah.
has so many words
Yeah.
a day, and then
Right.
it's gone. And you
Right.
lose him for a week.
Kirk was giving me so many flowers from being on Washington, and I'm just sitting there
I
thinking to
know.
myself, like,
I was
so
tearing up
hungover
hearing
right now.
about him compliment you.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah, and
beautiful.
you're
And
just sweating. Your pits are.
I felt like a
juicing.
fraud. Everything he was
Yeah.
saying, I was like, man, if he only knew what I was doing last night.
But yeah, last night there was like this dozens trivia thing, and Will's team won.
Yeah.
So
Nice.
congrats,
Congrats.
dude.
Thank
Congrats.
you.
Round of
Thank you.
applause, everybody.
Whoa.
Bad
That's
news
huge.
is we got a couple of oysters at Acme. Was it Acme?
Okay.
Yeah.
We don't
Put
want to
them on
shame. We
blast.
don't want to
Air 'em
We're
out.
not going to shame. We're
Paramount.
not going to shame Acme.
But yeah, it was
It's right off
Acme.
of Bourbon Street. We're not going to shame. They had massive oysters.
Mhm.
They
Yeah.
were delicious.
3-ounce
Yeah.
oysters.
JP,
Yeah.
sitting there in the green shirt, handsome boy. He
Mhm.
gets murked right before the show. It's like, man, we lost a fellow guy.
Yeah.
Then G, halfway through the show, he's got a boogie out of there. I'm feeling fine. Will's hurting on the way home,
Yeah.
and he had a tough night last night. And then this morning, I woke up and I was like, this is my nightmare. This is my hell.
Yeah. Cold, like you get like the sweats and all
Sweats
that. Yeah.
going up.
Bro, the
Yeah.
diarrhea
Just
is
freezing.
insane. You're
Tell
just
me
like
more
a-
about
you're
the
just like a-
diarrhea.
Yeah, let's
you're
talk
like a
about the
bro-
diarrhea.
Now,
Yeah.
now we're in our.
Yeah.
Now we're
This
I
is
know
our
this lady in
zone.
this room.
Crazy boogers, dude.
Boogers.
everywhere.
Yeah.
All over my
Diarrhea?
nose.
You're just like a broken fire hydrant just releasing.
Yeah,
Damn.
Well, that's not what I didn't.
the PSI is insane.
I shit a lot last night, and it wasn't diarrhea. It was
Okay.
full
Oh, whoa.
shit. So let's talk about this.
Yeah. Go for it.
Yeah,
And
I
I'm
appreciate you.
Break
dead
it down.
serious when I say I shit no less than 9 times. I stopped counting after 9, and I was like,
Purse.
Wait,
Last
last
purse got you.
night?
dude, I woke up at 5:30 in the morning, and then was just up until I came here.
Just
God.
doing diamond
Just-
Yeah,
push-ups,
showed up like
getting
an hour
ready.
before.
Huh?
Showed up like an hour before, just hanging out.
Just
It's
hanging
awesome.
out, dude.
I was
Just because
in the
I'm
middle of
like,
taking a nap.
I know. I
So,
walk
hey, you
in
all right over there?
so
Like, we
early,
can
dude.
Cuddle. Trying to be funny, like half awake. Yeah, we
Yeah.
can cuddle if you want.
I was ready to roll over right next to
It
you,
would have
dude.
been nice, dude. It would have been nice. I'm a
Yeah.
great spoon.
Taylor, Workaholics guys are here. Like, wake up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So that's the life we decided.
Yeah.
The life chose us last night. We didn't choose the life.
Gotcha.
Are you guys going to catch up this week?
Yeah.
Potentially.
Catch up
Okay.
in what way?
Huh?
Like get
He's
after
talking
it?
about,
Yeah, get
let
after
the
it.
dogs out.
Yeah.
Charge
Turn
it to
into
the
That was
game.
what I was shouting on Bourbon Street last night. I kept being like, "Who let the dogs out?"
Yeah, you did.
What a song,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah.
No.
Still
What a
goes.
song.
There also
Oh,
was a
yeah.
lot of
That
people
sounds like
like
core memory
walking
for
their
me.
dogs at 1 a.m. last
There
night.
were.
What was that? about?
Well, so here's the deal. There's a guy who had 2 albino Dobermans, and I was like, I need to say what's up to this guy. And he goes, I can only walk him at night because it's too bright outside during
Vampire
the day.
dogs.
Beams them off.
Yeah.
Dude.
But can you imagine
Vampire. for
albino
sure.
Dobermans, cropped
100%.
ears?
Vampire dogs.
Yeah.
They look crazy,
Albino
dude.
Rottweiler.
I didn't
Yeah,
realize
they look
were-
like Resident Evil dogs.
Mhm.
They did. They were scary. I did not go close to them.
Yes. So this is he pulled it up right here. This
Oh,
is
there's
when
that.
our manager who puked on himself last night.
This is important.
Yeah, got his ear pierced on stage
Yeah.
at the This Is Important live show.
And what is this is important?
That's our podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah. hmm
Great plug. How is the live shows for y'all?
So fun, dude.
Is it you have a good time with it?
We do.
It's
Yeah?
madness.
You hate it? It seems
No,
like
I don't
you
hate it.
They're actual
Sometimes,
pros.
yeah, they're pros.
They're
Yeah.
actual.
But I don't know if you've told them the show. Like we're kind of flying by the seat of our pants.
You
Yeah.
guys are doing a
This
really
is-
good
You
job.
think so?
Yeah.
We sit there before
Man,
our
that's
live
nice.
shows and we're very nervous every time. We're like, hey, what are we
Yeah.
going to fucking talk about this
Yeah,
time?
very nervous.
That
like-
is a little nerve wracking. It's like kind of freeing in a way, but yeah, we don't plan shit for our podcast, and
Right.
we didn't plan absolutely nothing for the live show.
There
So
was we found out later that we all had COVID, but there was a point in the Chicago show where Blake, it's a podcast. You have to talk. You have to
Right.
keep talking
Mhm.
for at least an hour, just talking. Blake didn't talk for 17 minutes.
Well,
yeah. He was
I
in the zone.
had Malort on stage, so
You got
Yeah.
who?
the Malort, the like Chicago liquor thing that they're drinking,
Liquor
yeah.
thing. It's
Okay.
garbage.
All right, I'll take
Yeah.
your word for
Yeah.
it.
It's-
Never
it
heard of
erased my function to
Well, by the
talk.
way, if Malort is like 9% alcohol, it's not.
It has
But he
something
was-
in it.
He was going after it.
It has something in it.
Okay.
Whenever we have like Jelly on the podcast or somebody comes in and like, hey, can we smoke on the bus? We're like, yeah, you can for sure smoke on the bus. He's always like, do you want some? We always say yes.
Uh-huh.
This man right here, he has like a couple of hoots.
Mhm.
I'll go mute when I get
He'll
high.
go
Yeah.
mute.
Yeah, I'm the same way.
And then the anxiety starts to
vibing.
hit me a little bit like, yo, you got to keep this train rolling a little bit.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
get like the couple of awkward giggles and you're like, so music, huh? Pretty sick. Right?
Right.
What's
Right.
that like?
Yeah. What's music like, dude?
Wait, but how long have you guys known each other?
Since 2018.
2018.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, so for us, like we've known each other since 2004 ish. We can't shut up. Like there's an endless amount of things we can talk
Endless.
about. There's an endless amount of like, well, I know that he's drinking Malort, so we're gonna pick up the slack.
Mhm.
We know that
We also were
we know
drinking
he
Malort,
can't think of
though,
anything
so-
funny. We'll think of something
Yeah.
funny. Like, so like as far as getting nervous before a show, I'm like, no, like I don't know.
And again,
Yeah, Blake
like,
gets really nervous before shows. We don't get nervous before
No.
shows.
Yeah,
but also being in the room with like all those fans, it's like the energy coming from them. It's just it's so fun. You feel
they're
like
there to
rock
see you,
stars,
too.
and it's a podcast, but you feel like rock stars. It's like
It's so
awesome.
dumb.
right. He
It's
was
so
quiet
silly.
for 17 minutes in front of 4,000 people.
Yeah, it was crazy. The best.
Crazy. Well, did people start to notice? Did you guys notice? Would you say anything during the show?
Yeah, I think I was saying,
Yeah.
You did.
Blake, shut the fuck up. You're talking too much.
Yeah.
Right.
The onslaught, the verbal diarrhea coming from you.
Yeah.
Right.
The funniest part of someone sent me, we have to find it. There was like a review of our show at the Chicago Theater, and it was someone that just came because the Chicago Theater is such a historic venue that they're like, it has to be a great production if it's at the Chicago Theater. And they just bought tickets, and they were an older couple, and they came and watched the show, and they gave a scathing review of, they're like, it was all inside jokes. They didn't do anything. They just sat on couches and talked with each other.
One of them didn't talk.
One of them didn't
Yeah.
talk.
Fair enough.
17 minutes.
the hair one.
Uh-huh.
You guys have
They
known
talked about load boost.
you guys known each other since 2004. Like, which two of the three has had the most tension at one point in time?
Tension.
Tension.
I
Like,
don't-
say it got a little dicey.
I
and
mean,
then
especially
some-
if you're on week 10 of Load Boost.
Well,
Yeah,
That's what I'm
yeah.
saying.
I think
I heard him bring up boogers earlier.
we
that
did-
might
we
have
did,
opened up a wound with Blake.
The tension might actually peak this week because we took a testosterone test and we're going to
Yes.
see who has the lowest T finally.
Yeah.
yes, but me.
I don't know. Do you think it's Blake? Who do you think? This is a good question. Who do you,
You
think?
don't want my answer, brother.
Who do you think?
Damn.
Right here. Who do you think has the lowest T? Who do you think?
Don't say.
I think-
Kinda put me in a position
I'm gonna
like that.
surprise
I've known
people.
you the
I'm gonna tell
longest.
you.
I've known you 15 minutes longer, so I feel
Yeah.
most comfortable to say
Mhm.
Right.
you.
It's okay.
I think it's Blake.
Thanks.
Why do you think it's Blake?
No wind up,
I think
zero
you-
hesitation.
I like
Thanks.
that.
Have any of you guys ever taken supplements before to boost testosterone?
No.
No.
There's
No.
No need, man.
yeah,
No
43
need,
years
brother.
old.
No.
He said no.
You think it's the lowest, huh?
Yeah, you'd think so. Like the older you get,
But he was a collegiate athlete.
Hey, hang
peaks at
on.
25.
Here's a nice test too. Before you even get to where you're testing for your testosterone, do all of you wake up every morning rock hard? Still,
I would say not.
Hey, Blake,
every
let me tell you
morning.
what the science behind it is. Like when you're wanting to test your testosterone,
Here we go.
Yeah.
Now
your
the show's
first,
getting good.
yeah, your first
Mm.
example, the doc would ask you like, "Hey, are you still waking up rock hard? If you have a morning wood when you wake up, your testosterone's probably pretty healthy."
Yeah, I might be fucked, man.
Like rock hard?
You said every morning.
Like a rock.
I
Hard.
Usually I remember when I'm rock hard in the morning. I'm like, this is gonna be a good day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like I'm
That's how
right
you
there
open the
with you.
curtains.
I remember now. It's not an everyday thing. It
Yeah.
used to be.
I used to be cutting diamonds in the morning,
dude.
bro.
My
No
bone,
doubt.
my
Hey, you wake up in
boners
the
used
middle
to
of the
be
night,
so fucking
just kind of
rock hard.
belly
Yeah,
up on the
dude.
mattress,
My dick used to
giving
get
that thing hell
hella
for a
hard.
minute.
Yeah.
dude. Yes.
And you kind of forget.
Yeah.
Yeah,
16,
sometimes-
17, it's like there's no going to sleep without
I
waking
think I
up.
wake
That thing
up with a rock hard.
Oh damn, dude.
Okay,
Lucky.
But I
Okay.
thought it was because I had to like take a piss. Like, isn't that your body's way of like Twisting the cat.
Every morning.
Yeah, he said, I think I wake up every morning. And look at him. He's relaxed.
My dick's hard too.
And
He's confident right now. He's
If
like,
you play
"Yeah, I think
football, if you play football long enough, you know a big dick when you see one.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
My dick's hard
You've got
too.
the frame. I'll tell you that.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
You've got the frame.
Wow.
You got the hands. You got the shoulders.
So then, what happened, God? I got the frame.
My dick's hard too.
That's not. I liked where Durs was going, where he thinks that an erection is just your dick filling up with piss.
Yeah.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
That is such
It's like,
a bizarre.
I gotta go potty.
I thought morning wood was a function of like when you have to take a piss,
No.
you can't when you have a boner. It's very hard.
No, you can.
You
Yeah, you
can,
can.
but it's very difficult.
It's
it
fun.
like
That's the
You
only
feel-
way.
you feel like an Olympian.
pisses.
pissing in the toilet because you got to have the nice lean all the
exactly
way
yes.
over.
Yeah.
Yes.
You're like
There we
leaning all
go.
the way over,
Hello.
pushing it down a
Flexibility,
little bit.
all that,
Yeah.
all that.
Like only if my wife could see me right now.
Yeah.
And she sometimes does. And I'm like, I didn't
So-
close the door.
So you think Blake, and then you are,
Durs.
Yeah.
you think Durs
I'm
has
so
the lowest
old.
T because he's the oldest.
Yeah, I would just assume that. But
Yeah.
waking up every morning with wood, like it kind of
Yeah.
brings me
Yeah.
back to Blake. But I don't want to pile on. I'm trying to establish a nice
That-
relationship.
Hey, and also,
Yeah,
there's
yeah,
nothing
yeah.
wrong with low
I
T.
like that. It's not even
I
on
had
me a
low
little bit.
T
This
most
is
of my
great.
career.
Okay.
I had low T most of my career. The last time I did before I started getting on, what was the
And clomiphene?
Clomid?
Clomid.
Clomid.
Yeah.
Before I started getting on that, I think I tested around like 280.
Yeah.
So I was below 300 because it goes up to
Sure,
I think
pull up that photo
1100
right there
if
of
I'm not
Flick Taylor.
mistaken.
I do like how he's like, I was at 280.
Yeah.
We're going to be at like 112.
Yeah, it'll be like mine says 7.
I won at 118.
I'm
Oh,
really
yeah.
that.
There we
That's-
go.
that's
Okay,
pre-
sure. We don't got to bring
that's
up
pre-T?
my low T look right there. My Tom Brady.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's your lowest T
Shots.
right there.
Yeah.
Adam, I was going to say you, but when you did flex, I was like,
Yeah,
hey,
dude.
I would sleep
All the T's right
Yeah,
here, man.
All the T's.
He knows. He knows.
Twisted tea. That's what I got,
Twisted tea.
baby.
There's the plug.
Hello.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to see who has. And
Now that you're throwing these numbers around, I'm realizing I have like no clue like how to even gauge it.
now,
so-
how expensive? Well, it doesn't matter. I think whoever has the lowest T, the other two has to pay for that other man to up their T.
Right.
What
Absolutely.
happens if I have really low T and then I start teeing?
Teeing off.
Yeah.
You
Well, I
will
just-
probably get an
Yeah,
erection
like
again.
I went up to like 900, almost 1,000.
What the hell? And that's how you got the beard and,
And
stuff?
you would know every morning like this shit
Whoa.
is working.
really?
No shit.
Wow.
Why not do it?
Exactly.
I'm with you.
Now,
Yeah. Oh,
see,
I'm
you
all
look
about it.
like
Do
a
you have
normal
rage?
human. Sometimes when I see men that are that are a little older and then they take the T,
Yeah.
that they look like they are a human penis.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
Because
They're
they're
just
so
like
veiny.
the
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
red.
Yeah,
They're
talking about
like,
Joe Rogan.
yeah.
right.
I'm talking Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
He's talking
Real-
directly.
I do
to
like how
Turtle.
you're like, they look like a human penis. They're red.
You know,
Yeah.
red, veiny,
Yeah.
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 Always great posture.
purple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Weird scabs on themselves. Itchy.
Okay.
You know, like a penis.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
So it doesn't make you. There's no like weird side effects.
No.
No, and we're
No.
also not like
You
taking
would, so
PRT
if
and
you're,
stuff like that.
Oh,
they would
okay.
tell you if you're trying to have kids to not take testosterone, but like I took Clomid, which is like something that helped naturally boost it.
I got
if
it.
you're trying to get pregnant.
Okay.
Got to get on it. What are we
yeah,
doing?
yeah.
Yeah.
There's some different methods out there. That
You think
can
I
use.
could score it out here? Like,
Absolutely.
Is that what you guys are doing?
New Orleans?
Is
You're
this
getting
the
tested
city
by-
to get?
Absolutely.
No, we have the we've already taken the test. We're gonna open them probably
Live.
live from
Tune
Radio
in.
Row.
This is important. Tune in to see who's got the most twisted tea.
I like we're gonna be doing it. We're gonna be interviewing someone. It's just like Troy Aikman sitting there being like, "Why did I
Well,
agree
yeah.
to do this?"
Is he
They're
a
talking
Nugenics
about how
guy?
they're low T.
Who are
It's
the
obviously
Nugenics
Blake.
guys?
It's
The
gonna be
Nugenics
Rich
guys got
Gannon.
it.
Come on, we're getting Rich Gannon.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Shoot for Troy.
Have y'all been
Aikman.
down to Radio Row yet?
Not yet.
Scavengers out there, bro.
Yeah.
It is. It's cool. It's fun.
We're
There's a lot of
excited.
people. They'll be pulling you in a bunch of different directions.
It's gonna be absolute chaos. We're too hungover for it, but
Well, we're gonna
Yeah.
have to get some daiquiris on deck.
is that what's gonna help
Hit
us?
the DAC.
We're gonna have to get a little
gonna help?
fucked
I'm
up.
saying we get a couple hand grenades. Have them. By
I'm
our
gonna
side.
throw up.
That's
Just the
actually-
idea of a daiquiri right now, Mark.
Oh,
well, hair
I'm
of the dog.
in.
Gotta have it.
I
Yeah,
know,
I
but not a
think- I think
daiquiri. I'll do a
it-
beer.
There's one that
Let's
like,
Let's
Hey,
go
man, you do
to
have the highest
Jean
tea.
Lafitte's Absinthe
like that.
House. find the vampire,
I want one of those.
suck on some of its blood.
Let's go, baby.
and hit Radio Row, baby.
Rejuvenate.
And
Yeah.
let's check our T levels.
Yeah.
Twisted tea.
Since we're on Twisted Tea, we know you guys have to get out of here. We have a Twisted Question.
Okay.
Oh, I love that.
Twisted Question is brought to you by, guess who? Twisted Tea.
Dove man.
5%
Love it.
alcohol. Great for tailgates.
Goes down
Hanging out
smooth,
with the
zero
boys.
carbonation.
Oh,
Yummy.
delicious
Easy
stuff.
to drink all day long.
Yeah. Yep. Have it with some buddies at the house. Have it at the bar, wherever.
Tailgating.
Every day's a Twee Day.
It's there to lift up your experience.
No doubt
with
about
Twisted
it.
Tea.
You guys
Love
are
it.
so much better at this than we are.
Yeah.
Dude.
Dude,
I
our
wanna see you
sponsors,
guys in
the fact
action.
that they didn't drop us already, they're like,
Super low.
like the Load Boost guys are like, well, why the way you talk
Yeah.
about us.
I was like, only thing I feel is when I piss, it feels good,
Hell yeah.
which is true.
It
That's
is.
nice,
true.
dude.
Yeah.
You pee more than cum
Yeah.
95% of the time.
Yeah.
Says you.
So it's
Okay.
good.
That's almost exactly
Was,
what
was that the
Yeah.
was that the twisted question?
No, that's a statement. That's just a busting with the
That's
boys.
it.
statement
Yeah,
right
yeah,
there.
yeah.
Okay.
Say
that.
Yeah.
All right.
Twisted question is, what do you call someone when you can't remember their name? Blake, we'll start with you.
Big guy.
Okay.
Yeah.
What if
Doesn't
they're
matter what
small,
stature.
dude?
They're big in my eyes.
Okay.
Right. Then it's like a fun, ironic thing. Like,
Oh,
whoa,
right.
he called me big. That's
Well,
so
then
cool
what if
and
they're
fun.
obese and then you're like kind of shaming them?
Well, then
Yeah.
we got a problem.
Yeah.
Then they know. They
Hey,
get their
big
shit
guy.
together.
And
Big
they're like,
guy.
"Oh, man.
Or I'll just there he is.
Oh, that's
I'll
a good
always
one.
just be like, there he is, and then you just go on with the conversation.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
never a hello or what. It's just like, there he is.
Mm.
So you don't know my name.
There he is.
There it is. There you are. I feel like I say like my man.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That's a good safe one.
Yeah.
My man, good to see you again.
Hey, what's up,
We've
my
never
man?
met before. And then
Yeah.
you're kind of like,
Oh, blender.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
yeah, those
blender
throw
on
you
that.
off.
Yeah.
Those throw you off.
Yeah.
Or when people are like, hey, do you remember me? And you're just like, why we got to do this?
Yeah.
I came up with
That's the worst.
That truly is the
There-
worst.
that
one.
person's an asshole.
But they're
Yeah.
losers. They're losers.
They're-
okay?
yeah.
Because
They
you
can
don't
say
come
it.
into a conversation and go, do you remember me?
Right.
Because you already know you're forgettable if you're saying that.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay?
I like
Will
that.
remind
So take
immediately.
that shit and get out of here.
That's a quote graphic, Sherm. Make sure to write that down.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Write that down, Shermy.
I go with my guy.
Yeah.
I do like I do an impression of my father.
Mhm.
My guy.
Right.
And
Who
then-
never knew your name.
Yeah, who never he never knew my name.
The boy one's home.
Yeah, I feel like I go with my guy. Yeah.
Willie?
I feel like I just switch it up. It's big guy, big dog, my guy.
You're a
What's
big,
up,
big
bro?
dog guy. You're a big, big dog guy.
Yeah, big dog, big dog. Legend. Oh, what's up, legend? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Try and give him some,
Yeah,
what's up,
build
legend?
them up
Hype
a
'em
little
up,
bit.
yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
strong dap, like bring him in.
Right.
Yeah.
Especially if they're like, do you remember me? And you're like, of course I do.
Legend.
Legend. You're like, I'm not a loser.
I guess he does remember me.
Yeah. Whoa, I'm not a loser. I'm a legend.
I like that. How
Yeah.
about you?
I like to stick with the basics in those situations. The kiss method. I like to just dude or bud.
Mm-hmm.
What's up, bud?
And
How
that's
we
the
doing?
kiss method?
Keep it simple, stupid.
Oh,
Oh,
okay,
yes.
okay.
Whoa.
I thought you were like
That's
the kiss
the
method.
kiss.
I just
kissed
kiss
that
him
man.
immediately.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
good to
disarm
see you.
him with smooches.
I'm not even gonna say your name. I'm just gonna kiss you.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's how
Completely
much
disarmed
I
him
remember you.
immediately.
Oh, get in here.
Dude, we had a situation yesterday.
Oh, I was going to
Dozen.
bring that up. Like you didn't necessarily, you had to stop the guy.
Yeah,
You said,
'cause the guy, he
hang on for a
wasn't-
second, man. What are we talking about?
Yeah, he wasn't talking. He came up to me like we've been best friends. Like we went to high school together. And he's like, "Hey man, what you been up to?" I was like, "Oh, just been in New Orleans for the week." He's like, "Great man, that's awesome." I'm like, "What are we doing here?" Are we?
No, it wasn't that. He was like bringing up something that made it seem like you would remember what he was talking about, and you had to pause. You're like, remind me what we're talking about.
Yeah,
Oh, damn.
He was- yeah.
That's
It was
that's
tough,
bull.
but he came in with so much energy. I thought, like, I was like, "What do we?" I have
Yeah.
no idea why. Like, you think this is? We've
that
never
happens
hung out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're
all
like,
the time.
Turns out he like worked at a bar in.
I was gonna
Nashville.
say,
I
yeah,
saw
yeah.
him
You-
and I
you-
helped him move something one time, like a crate. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're probably young and banged up each time you saw
Probably,
Yeah.
yeah.
probably.
you. Yeah.
yeah.
And like this just goes to show, never help anyone move anything.
That's
No.
right.
Because then
Fair
you're going to
enough.
get roped
That's
into a
good advice.
conversation 10, 20 years later. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here we are.
Oh, good.
All right, this has been a fun pod.
Yeah, dude, we appreciate you guys, man. We're at
Thank
like
you.
50% capacity. You guys
Yeah.
made it awesome.
All right,
we really
all right,
appreciate you
thanks.
guys.
Hell
Yeah.
yeah.
And we're
Great.
at 50% as well. So together we are 100%.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice, dude.
One
That's
thing I wanted to
beautiful.
ask, because I remember somebody tweeted something about the Workaholics movie coming out, and then it wasn't coming out.
Mm.
Yeah. Dude. Devastating. Thanks for bringing that up, Will.
Fuck
you, dude. your
body armor.
No, they
but what happened
pulled
with
the
that?
plug. We
Yeah,
were
great
5
show
weeks
going.
out from shooting, and they Paramount Plus said that it no longer fits our global agenda.
Yeah.
So fuck you, Paramount Plus.
Yeah, that sounds like something Hitler said.
Yeah, very Hitler. Yep. That's exactly right.
So that's all.
There's that.
Adam, before you go, I want to know your prediction for the Nebraska Cornhuskers 2025 season.
Tell them.
Okay.
Yeah,
Tell them.
national champs.
You've seen the
Next
portal
season.
class, right?
What's that?
You've seen the portal class, number 1
Yeah.
portal class in the Big Ten, number 5 in the country,
Allegedly.
number 5 in the
This has
country.
been up for debate the whole entire
Wow.
Wait, which one of you guys played in Nebraska?
time. This one.
And so were you there when they were part of the Big Ten?
Yes,
Yeah.
first 2
They're still a
years.
part of the Big Ten.
No. But
Oh, are
they
you a Badger? Are
weren't.
you a fucking Badger?
I'm a
dude?
Badger,
Yes,
yeah.
it is,
Yeah.
Were you
But
at that Big Ten championship?
I was not. But I welcome Nebraska to the Big Ten. I think it's a perfect fit.
There we go.
That's all.
Are you patting me on the head right now? Are you patting us on the head?
Will,
No,
Will's
no.
having some really bad PTSD.
Because I
right
was
now.
part of that. I was part of that where basically every running back ran for over 200 yards. He
Crazy.
hung 70 something on us.
Crazy.
I'm sorry about
He's
that. I know
crying.
You're a big fan
Yeah.
of the Huskers, and
Yeah.
We had some
you were
good
really
running backs
counting
for a
us
while.
I
to pull it
remember
through.
that game,
We had like 7 fourth-quarter comebacks that year.
Damn.
Yeah, no, I remember.
Yeah.
Go. Hey,
It's tough.
go Big Red.
Who's reliving them more?
This gets brought up to Will like once a month. Once a
What?
month, the clip resurfaces.
Yeah.
Or the Barstool guys want to bring it up to him.
Yeah,
He's-
Yeah,
sorry.
Yeah.
I'm
sorry,
And it was
sorry.
Wisconsin.
He
Yeah,
saw Wisconsin. He
does
just his
score
eyes
my
went
nightmare.
red.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Dude.
We love you guys. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks,
Likewise.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate it.